So this is the Elddis Rambler 18.4. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The hookup procedure at the front of the van we go through in person on site, and you'll be able to see that as we go through. I have got a separate video for this also that I can send you. In the front locker, you've got your gas locker and gas regulator. The regulator is the silver object you see at the back on the wall, on the back of the wall. Then you've got your gas valve at the top here, open and shut. And then you've got a reverse thread gas fitting on here, so it's the opposite direction to what you'd normally turn it to release the thread. Down this side of the van, what you see here is the gas flue for the heating and hot water system. Then on here you've got your water pump connected to the side of the caravan going into your aquarium. Then you've got your wind down legs on either side, bars in the front locker for them. One way the leg will go down, when you turn the nut one way the leg will go down, and when you turn it the opposite way the leg will come up. Fridge vents on the side of the caravan. You've got one that takes in a bit of cool air and one that blows out a bit of warm air. You've then got the wheels, which will torque and make sure they're tightened correctly before you leave site. Further back along the side of the van, then you've got your grey waste pipes that come out the side, so that's where your waste master goes to, and we'll cut you some grey pipe work. Grey pipe work will come down and it'll go into your waste master that will sit below the van down here. At the back of the caravan, you've got your flush tank up on top, so you'd need to open this up and put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid. And then below that we've got the toilet cassette, which when I open it up you'll see how that looks. To release it you pull at the handle here, pull it towards you and turn the neck out. And on the back of the toilet cassette you've got your pressure relief there as well for releasing some pressure while you're tipping the waste away. At the back of the caravan, on each side, you've got your wind down legs, as you can see. Again, they work in the same way as the legs at the side of the van and further down. On the back side of the van, on the door side, or further back on the door side, sorry, you've got an underbed storage locker for the single beds at the rear of the van. Got your wheel again, which as I said, will tighten and torque to make sure they are tightened to the correct settings. We've then got your battery locker and power lead coming into the side of the van. So you need the power in before you can do anything internally on the van. Unless you're off-grid, then you can run off the 210 amp battery. You've then got a storage locker further forward with wet storage locker, so you've got your wet boots, etc. You can put them into there. And then you've got your barbecue gas point on the front of the caravan also. And one last wind down leg there at the front as well. Going inside the van. So up to the left hand side of the door as you come into the van, you've got your master power switch and you've got your lights internally. So as you can see, when I hit the switch on and off, and also when I hit the master switch on and off, that turns the power off inside the van. Awning light is the light just above the door on the outside, and then you've got a alarm reset just down here at the bottom, which I'll demonstrate again in person on site. The water pump here we're going to come back to in a second. Before we go to the water pump, we just need to go underneath the seat on the far right hand side of the van. And down in the corner you will find your hot water tank, and then if you can just about see it there, unfortunately it's a bit dark underneath it, can't quite see it in this video, but just down the front here there is a yellow valve that is currently in the fill position. When you want to drain it you need to lift that valve upright and you'll be able to drain the water system down. We do advise that after every use of the caravan. So with the switch it's in, with the yellow switch in the position it is now, you can come over to the taps. Each tap has a hot and cold side, as I'm sure you can probably imagine. You open the tap up on the hot side on each one. And that includes the shower. Just there, so we're going to open that up as well on the hot side. And then with the water pump connected on the outside, as I've shown you on the outside of the van, you'll come over to the control panel and you'll turn on the water pump. Now once the caravan has enough pressure through the water system, you'll eventually get water coming out the taps on board the van. Now at the moment there's no water coming out the taps, so I'm just going to go to the fridge and demonstrate how that works. With the fridge you've got power on. and once it's loads, it's now trying to ignite on gas at the moment. If it ever fails to ignite on gas, the blue light here will start flashing, and it will come up with a warning light here, and a 9 symbol with a spanner. To change the power source you're using, you hit the button on the left hand side, and you can go to 240 volts or 12 volt for when you are towing. So the 12 volt works off the car, and that will turn the fridge into a cool box. As you can see here, the 240 mains is what you'd normally run on if you've got power coming to the van, and then if you want to go to gas again, you just flick through to the gas option. Now when you're on gas or electric, you use the button on the right hand side to control the temperature of the fridge. The cooker, fairly self-explanatory. I know some of the guys out there needed a little help with the cooker, but very self-explanatory, works the same as the household. We don't offer cooking lessons, unfortunately. The microwave itself works very similar to your household. Again, you've got your times, etc., start times, stop times, cancel, all the normal sort of things. There will be a manual for this in the front drawer of the caravan with the rest of the books for the caravan. And at that point we can go back to the water system, as we've now got water coming out of all the taps. So what you do at this point is you turn off each of the taps. And as you can see, you've got water going through the van now. Shower off also. And the next thing we'll be able to do is start warming the water on board the caravan. So at this end of the van, we have some control panels just over here on the wall. And at the bottom here, the two that you see at the bottom with Ultra Store right on them, think of it as a water store rather than Ultra Store, is the water heating control switches. So the one on this side, one with 230 volt on it, is for the electric water supply or electric water heating. On the right hand side, it's the gas version. So to run the electric water heater, you very simply press the button up here to either 35 to 40 degrees on the top side, or you can put it on the bottom here so it boosts the water system. If you want to operate the water system on gas, you can also do that. To operate it, you simply, with the gas bottle on, you'll press the switch up to the top here for 50 degrees of water temperature, and when it ignites, you get a green pilot light on this side, and when it fails, a red pilot light, sorry, wrong way around, red pilot light on this side, and a green pilot light on this side. So as you can see, it's failed to ignite for a moment because we haven't got the gas bottle turned on. If you want to run it at 70 degrees, same idea, you flick it to 70, and again, if it fails to ignite, you'll get a red light on this side and a green pilot light on this side. Above that, we've got the heating for the caravan, so the little heater down there. I'm going to demonstrate how that works. So depending on what caravan site you're on, you'll have either 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power available. At the moment, we're going to run it on 500 watts just to demonstrate. To find out what power source you've got, you would need to ask in the site office of where you're staying, and they'll be able to give you a better idea of what you can run your heating supply on. To control the temperature, once you've got the green light on, you've got this dial on the outside here between 1 and 9. It's not so much a temperature setting, it's more of a power level setting for the heater. For now, we're going to turn that off. If you want to use blown air on the caravan, you can do that also. So the dot here in the centre indicates that the heat will come out the front of the heater rather than the blown air vents around the van. The wave symbol on this side indicates that it's going to work on blown air, and you've got your fan speed on top, but this is continuous blown air. On the opposite side, you've got this A here, which means it will cut in and out with the thermostat essentially to what the heat of the van is you've set it to. Now you can use this heater on gas. We don't advise that you use the gas overnight, we only advise electric use for overnight. But to ignite it on gas, you turn the dial around here to between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter on this side. Once it's ignited, you'll get a pilot light through this window just down here at the bottom, and the angle of the pilot light will be around about 45 degrees looking down at it, so the pilot light will be sort of just through that window at the sort of angle we're looking at it now. So that's your heating system. Next of all, we're going to go to the bathroom and explain the toilet system. Windows, etc., are fairly self-explanatory. You've got the latch on each one that opens them up. And then you've got the rods here at the side where you can tighten up the windows so they don't blow about. With the toilet system, electric flush on top. As I said, on the outside you will need to put 3.5 litres of water in the flush tank and a cap full of the pink fluid. And then on this side you've got a full indicator light to let you know when the cassette underneath, or the waste cassette, is actually full. That light will illuminate red when it is full. At the bottom here, we've got a grey waste flap. So essentially this waste flap pushes to one side and it allows the waste to go down in the cassette in the van. When you are finished with the loo, we do advise you shut that back up so there's no smells coming through into the caravan. You have got your TV points around the van as well. You've got a 12 volt supply here and you've got your aerial point which is connected to the aerial on the roof of the van. If you have any further questions on this particular caravan, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company and we'll do all we can to assist you. Thank you very much. Bye bye.